Aaron here with Ultraliminal Consulting. Are you ready to be exceptional at your work? Are you ready to be a leader? Not sure how to get there? That's okay. This is for you. When we talk about leadership style, what we're really referring to in most cases, or most people are referring to, is management technique. And so it's kind of only half the equation. And so we'll talk about both. There's managing resources and developing people. That's the two components that make up leadership. And so if you're not doing both of those, then you're not leading. You might be a teacher, you might be a manager, but you're not a leader if you're not doing both. And so in referring to management techniques, there's only one management technique that is leadership. The other ones are not leadership, period, dot. It's not to say that you can't have certain things go certain ways, certain days, and you have to exercise a little bit more direct control. But overall, it should not be your standard operating procedure for how you operate. So if you're a micromanager, that's not leadership. People aren't sock puppets. You shouldn't treat people as sock puppets. And if that's your expectation, how you treat people, you're not leading. The same thing for sink or swim managers. Okay, so you're giving your people tasks, but you're not really adequately giving them the resources they need or setting proper expectations or boundaries or anything that really constitutes giving them a solid framework to be successful. They may or may not pull it off. And if they do pull it off, then yay, your faith in them was great. Look how awesome they are. And if they fail, then they suck, and you should never get into them in the first place. Like that's not good leadership. That's not good management. It's really just it's not good at all. Like that, those both fit the definition of what deployment calls a bad general. You know, there are no bad armies, just bad generals. This is an old quote. I'm very fond of that. Same thing that I think of with leadership, which is there are no bad teams, just bad leaders or bad managers. Because if you're not, to me, there is no such thing as a bad leader. If you're doing leadership correctly, then you're not bad. That doesn't work that way. So in that case, what we're talking about then is you want to be a good manager. A good manager sets proper expectations, gives good boundaries for their people so they understand where they're at in the system and what they need to do for ensuring proper completion. And then you have adequate or optimum resourcing, so they make sure their people aren't chasing their tails. They actually have everything they need to be successful. It's not to say that they have everything 100%, but they have enough resourcing so they can figure things out and ask good questions if they need to. And then you have good follow-up, which means that you as the leader / manager are going back and checking to make sure that they're on time, on target, doing the things they're supposed to be doing. And making sure there's that buffer that's you're going to be good to go. So if you're not doing those things, then you're not being a good manager, which means you're not being a good leader. Because sink or swim or micromanagement those aren't leadership styles. That's just crappy management. The second portion of leadership is developing your people. And we develop our people through the work that they're doing because they need the ability to develop and grow. And so in doing that, what you're doing is you're providing them opportunity through that task to lead it, in their case, manage the resources inside of the task, and then also develop the people inside that space. And so you're going to set boundaries to that and explain to them, hey, like you've got these two staff with you. Have one of them work on A, have one of them work on B, then you do the quality control check on those two, plus then you're going to walk them through how to do C. And the next time you do it, then you're going to want to have them kind of shift roles a little bit, and you'll oversee each one of them doing, the other one, right? So that's how you build competency and capability inside the organization. So that's developing your people. And so you do that by working with your staff to work on structures inside delegated tasks to execute that effectively. And that's really good leadership. Good leadership, there's only one style, it's good, which means you're effectively managing resources and you're effectively developing people, and in such a way that there's wins, there's good outcomes. People feel empowered, people feel like they've gained knowledge, capability, capacity, competency, so overall confidence in what they're doing. And within a short period of time, your team should be able to shoot, move, and communicate on their own, and basically persistently execute, day to day without you being there and saying much. If that's not happening, then you're not leading. You need to change your leadership style. So, till next time.